every new system, this e-procurement system is going to enhance transparency in the country, is going to help us get the most qualified persons to deliver services to government. Remember that a lot of the things we do is based on consumption, things that are supporting security operations. And we totally support the e-procurement. We definitely have challenges. We will continue having challenges. When you're introducing a new system, you will have challenges. But you cannot solve the challenges theoretically. You must solve practically. That means you must adopt the system. Then you work on the challenges as you operationalize. And I was very happy the other day to approve the procurement plan electronically. So our e-procurement process is ongoing. We will have challenges, we will deal with it, and those challenges will help us to farm up have a better system that is more transparent. The question of femicide is a serious issue. As I said, the President established a task force to work on that issue. The task force completed its work. There is ongoing crackdown and implementation on the issues of gender-based violence. And as I said, it is a conversation we must have as to why in some communities it's more prevalent to others. What are these cultural practices that are perpetuating these kinds of crimes? What can we do to make sure that we get rid of these heinous acts, especially gender-based violence, which is targeted on women, including FGM, including defilement of kids. Of course, men also are victims of violence. It also goes unreported because of cultural practices that if a man was to come out to say, my wife beat me, they would be ostracized. And we want to deal with these stereotypes that are so ingrained in society that victims are not strong enough to come out. Some of the cases are as a result of mental health issues, use of drugs and alcohol. So as we do crack down on the part of alcohol and drugs, we also resolve the question of mental health that is also driving some people, spouses to kill each other, and in some cases even young people who are dating just by virtue that you have a girlfriend. We have 3 cases that are related to young boys killing their girlfriends, and this is not acceptable. And so mental health issues also is something that we need to address holistically as a society. This is a fairly developed area in the country, but we have serious cases of FGM that are even professionals are in support of the same. This practice must come to an end. In fact, there is complacence on the part of our security teams because they believe that it is a cultural practice of the Kisii people. Once the Constitution and the law once there is a law that has been enacted to outlaw certain practices, certain repugnant practices, it is the duty of all the law enforcement officers to enforce it without fear or favor. And I think this is something we will be holding our officers into account to make sure that they protect our children from these practices that are repugnant. On the other matter of land issues, there are too many land cases. Of course, competition for very fertile but then scarce land resources leads to a lot of unresolved cases of murder. Some are still pending. There is a concern that we need to work closely with the judiciary to make sure that reported cases are taken seriously and the victims the perpetrators are given stringent bail terms, but also that these cases are resolved very fast so that they can help us avert other cases, so that the perpetrators know that when you involve yourself in such cases, you can receive a very heavy punishment. We established that succession is a big issue. There is a big population, but very small land. So the problem is that families are fighting over who will take over this small portion of land. So succession issues are actually of great concern, and we think that the long-term solution is in the government plan on housing. If there is a region that will be the greatest beneficiary of housing project, is this region, and what is needed is now a plan. I think the Minister of Lands, in our recommendation, should roll out a plan for now land consolidation. People must be willing to own land as companies, you know, you know, as family companies, and then you can live in one area, you can build one tall building. People need to appreciate that the law is in place. Sectional Property Act allows you to own one unit. You don't have to own the entire land. And because of the scarcity of land here, there has to be land consolidation in the long run. And this is something that is done in Kenya. It's not foreign. You go to Mwea, for example, and good parts of Embu, you will find that Embu and Kirinyaga, those Mwea areas, the people are living in one area and they are farming together jointly to be able to protect the land. If everybody in Kenya will be allowed to continue subdividing land in this manner, we are not going to have a country which is food secure, and agriculture will soon, as an important contributor to our economy, is going to be under immense threat. So the solution is in the housing project. I see some people fighting housing. Housing is not a solution for purpose of just building houses. It is extremely important for us, for our food security, to resolve disputes among communities, that people can have one tall building and live there together and leave the rest of the land for proper agricultural production. Even also going forward, in burying our loved ones, we need to stop this practice that everybody has to bury their loved one in their own piece of land next to each other. We must embrace also the culture of public cemeteries, as it happens in other parts of the world. Some of it, actually, we are told that some of this violence happens around the time the people have lost their loved one. They're wondering where they will bury that person. You know, all those issues. We need to also move out and accept that we no longer have enough land for all of us to bury our loved ones in every small piece of land that we have. We need to embrace the culture of public cemeteries that are well organized and that are well defined and well protected by the county government. Today we have, I suppose, we were supposed to, but I hope we succeeded to advertise today for the recruitment of police officers, and based on that recruitment, we are going to improve our strength. This is the first recruitment under this administration, and since 2021, even we have not had police recruitment. That way, we are going to enhance our strength in the next 9 months when the recruits will have left the training, and I'm sure that we will fill the gap, which has been a big challenge for many of the police stations and police strength. One county is among the leading counties, and sexual and gender-based violence, particularly issues of defilement, are very high. We want to also have a conversation to our chiefs and assistant chiefs on how we can get community support, particularly in reporting these cases. We want also to deal with the kangaroo courts, where communities try to resolve these issues through alternative dispute resolution. This is an area that in the entire Nyanza region is a matter of a great concern, and we will be agreeing with the chiefs and the OCSs and the officers on how best we are going to approach this. But I request also the public to come out and report these cases of gender-based violence and sexual offenses, including defilement, proliferation of drugs and alcohol, especially second-generation alcohol. There is a lot of it here. There is a particular business lady who has properly been profiled. We're going to take very stern legal action, including using the asset recovery mechanisms to deal with proceeds of crime that are being used to enrich a few people and hurt as many young people in our county and our region. So there is an operation that will ensue, and those people are better advised to desist from that business, but we will do everything to make sure that they are brought before the courts of law.